Am I live? I hope my audio is great. Because I've worked on this damn thing for 1 hour. So I'm waiting for somebody to come up and tell me that in this live session that my audio is great. I think there must be some invisible planet that is retrograde that we don't even know of. Something's happening, man. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right. Audio is clear. So we are going to be redoing this video of cusps of nakshatra and something about the secrets of ascendants and all this good stuff. So yesterday I tried to make this video, couldn't work because you guys said my audio was skipping, and then I'm like, okay, gotta do trial and error, and I'm not able to make the videos downstairs because of the fact my camera battery, the one, the battery that goes in my DSLR camera, started leaking. So I'm waiting for a new battery to come on Amazon. It should have come today. I got like a next day shipping. So it should come today sometimes, but then it may or may not. Usually it comes on time. So, cusps of nakshatra. A lot of you were asking me, especially when I did my Facebook Live, that um, do the cusps of ascendant matter? Like, let's say I'm born on a cusp of two ascendants. You're born at 29 degrees of some ascendant, or you're born at 0.20 degrees or 0.30 minutes, 20 minutes of a certain ascendant. Then you're thinking, okay, so there's something known as cusps of ascendant. Am I both ascendant? Should I be understanding both the personalities? And don't do that. You are gonna go in a maze which leads you to nowhere except a concrete wall. And you're going to be banging on the concrete wall, and then you're just going to be getting bloody knuckles and bloody wrists and hands. That's it. It is a black hole maze that gets you nowhere. You are a certain ascendant, and that is it. You are a certain ascendant. You are given a certain set of karmas. Okay. Now, the degrees of the progression of the ascendant may show something that, okay, how strong are the karmas, how weak are the karmas. There is some concept like that. I'm not an expert in it, but I've heard of it. So if like you're born at the edge of certain signs, meaning the karmas are almost complete, but still you got to complete them in this life, and then you jump on to the next karma. But the thing is, when you start thinking, okay, I'm at the edge of Taurus, am I Gemini, am I Taurus? Let me see, do I like writing, do I love communication, do I talk a lot, am I promiscuous, all of this? Well, guess what? You can find that from being a Capricorn ascendant, Aquarius ascendant, Leo ascendant. Don't judge your horoscope based on the personality, quote unquote. It's an absolutely useless thing. You gotta have concrete evidence. This happened in this period. This is how your mother is. This is how your father is. This is how many siblings you have. That's when you know that this is my ascendant, not how I feel, what my personality is. Oh, I'm a very outgoing person. I'm not an introverted person, so I must be this ascendant. That's not how it works, because you can be extroverted ascendant even if your ascendant is very introverted. Like Pisces, let's say. Pisces is a very secluded sign, right? Pisces people are always dreamers. But a Pisces person can be an aggressive lawyer. Because I do career readings, I see people with Pisces ascendant being in very aggressive careers. Why? Because you just got to know the element, how to apply the principles of reading a chart. So when you're on the cusp, the only thing that you want to make sure is which one am I, which ascendant am I. So if your parents are like, look, I got your date of time of birth to the second, then there's no question. That is your ascendant, and you can confirm that with some astrologer. But if your parents are iffy, well, I think it could have been 1 minute here and there, and your ascendant is changing within like 30 seconds. Well, in that case, you want to get either a birth time rectification done. If you are well versed in astrology, then you would know what events happen when. Okay. So Otherwise, don't go into this whole notion that I'm both ascendants. No, you're not. You're not both ascendants. You're born with a certain set of karma in a certain ascendant. Okay, and this is then leads me to this. I segue into the whole ascendant thing, predicting things through ascendant without even looking at the planets. And this is the research that I've started in the past 2 weeks. Okay, so I don't know how long it'll take. We got 12 ascendants. Is that I'm taking like AAA ratings, time of births of celebrities, well-known celebrities who are Aries Ascendant, and I'm taking 10 of them. And the easiest thing to do when you really want to know what is the secret of this particular ascendant, what is it that this ascendant will do. So if you're born in a certain ascendant, you're born with Aries Ascendant, what's going to happen? Do I really need to look at the planets? So in that case, you look at their Wikipedia page, their biography, you read about it. If they have a documentary on their life, you watch that documentary. You note down what happened. Well, age of 5, their mother left. Age of 16, they got into injury or accident. At 1, they had this operation. So you make like bullet points, 30, 40 bullet points, okay, of each of the 10 celebrities with the same ascendant. And then you check, did at the age of 5, all of them dealt with the same thing? Did at this age, all of them dealt with the same thing? So whichever one checks, then you know, okay, so this is happening. Okay, so by using 10 celebrities, you get, let's say, maybe 5 concrete events that happened at a certain time, regardless of where their planets were. It just occurred. Then you go deep into this research because through celebrities, you may not get as much information. Find 10 strangers with an Aries ascendant. Ask them everything about their life. When did this accident happen? Do you remember how did this accident happen? Or were you sick? Oh, when did you get a divorce? Oh, when did this happen? Take down all the events. Pay somebody. Pay them $20. So I'll give you $20 to tell me about your life. I'll take you out for a lunch or dinner. Tell me all the bullet points about your life. Then, so you got the celebrity thing. You do 10 strangers, and then you get their events, and you will see. You will start to notice this. Is that each of them will have similarities as to what happens regardless of where the planets were placed. Once you start doing this, you will start seeing the pattern. So when the next time you see Aries Ascendant, you can easily say, well, around the age of 16, you got into some sort of an injury, sports injury. At the age of 11, you may have had some injury or some problem with your health or something. Or let's say you can say um, at the age of 7, you would have some unbalance of family. What do you call, like at age of 7, family finances will become unbalanced. So all these nitty gritty little bits, tidbits that I'm noticing now, just with the Aries ascendant, like I was just accidentally started doing Sagittarius for some reason. With Sagittarius, one of the prominent things that I found that always there's some karma related to paternal grandmother. With Gemini ascendant, there's some always karma related to uh, maternal aunts and uncles. So right now on Aries, okay, and then I'll have to go for all these 12 ascendants, but it's actually not that difficult. Okay, so for example, Aries ascendant is known as Deshkalpatra. Deshkalpatra in American term would be just looking at the common man's horoscope, meaning you make Aries the ascendant and you read the chart from there. That's one of the things that I've actually learned from A.V. Sundram, that no matter what the ascendant is, you also look at their chart from the Aries and see what's happening. You can find a whole lot just by making it the Aries ascendant. So Aries ascendant is this one ascendant that has everything properly placed. Okay, Libra is where it's supposed to be. Aquarius where it's supposed to be. Like Aquarius represents committees, large organizations. Okay, group settings, collective consciousness. which is the 11th house matters, and Aries is right there, so everything is defined by it. So then you use a little bit of your logic. Like, okay, so 11th house is the house of Aquarius. But what if I took this 11th house of committees and gains, and I took this house of, desires, and I put it into the 6th house? What can happen? Logically, what could happen? You know? And so that's when you start connecting things. That when that particular house comes into the 6th house, because a person will run into struggle with some organization and elder sibling. One will either have to give money that they'll never get back or get into a debt on behalf of elder sibling. Same thing, use the logic. Scorpio sign. Scorpio sign is a sign related to transformation, changes, okay? Um, what do you call undealt karmas or karmas that we must dealt with? The house of hidden surprises, hidden goodies. It's not just, and then remember, 8th house or Scorpio is not all bad. It is also good things come out. When somebody wins a lottery, that's not a bad event. Somebody went from rag to riches. That's an 8th house event because of your karmas that were stored in there. Said, okay, I'm going to suddenly give you this thing because that's my job. Now you take that, okay, you take that particular sign, you put that in the 3rd house, let's say, for example. So you can say, well, there's going to be some surprises and karmas related to younger sibling, related to your neighbors. You're going to have transformation. You're going to experience transformation through communication and through your younger siblings. So you see how we take this one chart of Desh Kalpatra, of this common zodiac sign known as Aries Ascendant. We understand each house, we understand each sign, and now you put it together in there. Then what happens through research, okay, is that you get to see when exactly this particular event happened, let's say with a sibling or a large organization. And let's say, especially even if you look at Virgo people, especially at a certain age, they will have unbalance of finances. Why did I say that? Unbalance of finances and unbalance in family life, especially around the age of 17 and 29. 17 and 29, they deal with that. So if you use your logic, if you use your just the most common calculation up here, Libra represents balance as we think. But Libra is actually unbalanced. Scales are always going up and down, up and down. You put the scales of Libra in the 2nd house for Virgo ascendant. So that means their finance and money will always be trying to balance it out. Sure, they'll be balanced at one point, but then there's certain ages, certain time where they will deal with that unbalance. Or it may not be finance, it'll be unbalance related to family, family life, family assets. Like especially if let's say there's a division of assets. If there's divisions for a Virgo ascendant, when there's a division of assets, there's never an equal division. It's always going to be someone getting more, the other person getting less. Where perhaps with an Aquarius ascendant, one may get equal division in the family. Now think about that. Why equal with Pisces, ruling the 2nd house? And this is how, when you look at things, easily, you get it. If you have been like just being in astrology for 5 years, 10 years, and you just know some of these, basics of astrology, you'll start getting this thing. It is so easy. You start getting this whole thing. So if somebody's an Aquarius ascendant, what is they're going to deal with? What is that their life is going to deal with? You know. So, um, but Aries ascendant. See, here's another thing about me just saying everything about Aries ascendant. Every ascendant has good and bad things that occur, and I just don't want to scare anybody. Oh well, Aries ascendant deal with this at this age, or you deal with this at this age. So that's because I'm the last person to affect you psychologically. So I don't want to say that. I mean, maybe I'll say to you privately, or I'll write some article on it, so in a way where it just comes out as not as damaging, or maybe I'll just give you all the good things that happen. But that's the thing, with each ascendant there's always something that happens at a certain age. So but I'm at Aries right now. I'm still searching. I'm still trying to get those points together, and then I have to find regular stranger, which is not going to be a hard thing, because every day I'm looking at charts. So every day, I mean, I can ask someone to, hey, give me your. So actually, you might get an email from me when you're getting some consultation from me. You'll get an email from me. Can you please tell me 24 events that happened related to either health, money, this, what age, what happened, so I can have this in my database and I can create this synchronicity between like all the people. So that's something that I wanted to do. And then the other thing, I wanted to make this much easier on me. So I wanted to create some sort of like a form, some sort of like a database where each one of you just give me your events. Like, okay, I'm a Gemini ascendant, and all these things happened in my life. And then the program will automatically sync in the dates with other people. So again, it's a complicated process. Nothing, it's not an easy thing to do. So, but it's fun for me. It's fun. Like when I started seeing some of these timely patterns of what happens with the ascendants, like like a lotus flower just bloomed. So that's something I am really working on. And what else? And also, okay, so since we are finished with our understanding of houses, like we just finished our 12th house, what each house means in detail. What I want to do now is actually I want to go into planets. And I know this is a repetitive thing, but what I want to do is I want to go into planets now. What does sun really represents? The sun represents literally 60 to 80 different things. So I want to share that now. And then what we'll do after my the planet thing is done, when I tell you what Rahu stands for, what sun stands for, then I'll show you when, let's say, Rahu stands for this one thing. Let's say Rahu represents umbrella, but only for certain or only in certain situations, Rahu will show some event related to umbrella. So that's another thing. It's not like if, let's say, Rahu is strengthening your ascendant, you're gonna buy an umbrella. No, you're not. But there's a certain thing that happens where, okay, now is a situation where you may either purchase umbrella, you may break your umbrella. You see how these, why is it that that particular thing is happening at in time? So that's something we'll discuss. So this way, transits will become even more beautiful as to why this is happening and why this particular thing of sun happened, or why this particular thing of moon happens in this situation. Okay. So we will go into these things. Okay. Otherwise, I'm hopefully getting my battery tonight so I can, make my videos back in my studios, which I love that studio. Um, will come tonight, and yeah, and then remember my interview with Yogi Cameron is going to be online at the summit, which I made a live video 2 nights ago. I forgot the website. Let me just give you the website. Right. Because I talk about a lot of things, especially marriage. So it is TYLSUMMIT.co. It's Transform Your Life Summit. So in short form is TYLSUMMIT.co. So Yogi asks me questions and I answer, but then we get into this discussion of karmas and marriage and, some of the things that are not really understood and not really followed properly in astrology. So it's a very, very interesting thing. It's happened 2 months ago, so I pretty much forgot exactly what I spoke to him about, but we just went from all over the place, from this to remedies. We went into remedies too. So it's an interesting thing, very interesting thing. But it was my first official one, so and I'll give you more details on it next week too once we get closer to that summit. Um, Also, there's another conference that's gonna happen this year. I might be there. I'm still waiting for certain things to click, and if they click, then I might be at this place. Let me just say it's the Food Town, my favorite food town. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I will get back into my studio and regular series by tomorrow. I'm still waiting for FedEx to come. Maybe it came. I haven't been out of my office for 2 hours, so I'll check. But till then, thank you very much. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your planets are placed, what your ascendant is, so you can understand your ascendant. All my books, reports, consultations. For that, check out the links in the description, astrologycares.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye bye.